Today we found out that George Papadopoulos, a foreign policy advisor to Donald Trump campaign, turns out has struck a plea deal and is cooperating with the special counsel Robert Mueller. First, let's note for the record.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Down goes Papadopoulos. Down goes Papadopoulos. Man, that's a mouthful. All right. He is actually down and out in that he has pled guilty. There is no more question about what he did, and we have the evidence directly from him. Who else he winds up getting in a lot of trouble? Well, that's what we're gonna find out, and I have some evidence on that as well. So let's get to it. First, what did Donald Trump think of Papadopoulos? Well, he was a foreign policy advisor to him on the campaign, even though he was fairly young, about 30 years old at the time. But Donald Trump said he was, quote, an oil and energy consultant, excellent guy. So Trump thought he was an excellent guy, that's why he was an advisor to the campaign, okay? Oil consultant as in the Russians don't like the oil sanctions we have and he's trying to figure out how to lift them. Okay, now that's a little bit of speculation, but luckily we have a giant investigation and we'll find out soon enough. And here is Papadopoulos in a picture with the Trump campaign, which they proudly put out to the public from earlier. Papadopoulos is sitting about 4 seats away from Donald Trump at an important foreign policy meeting during the campaign. Okay, so we found out the news about Papadopoulos today, but it turns out he was actually arrested a long time ago. Let me tell you about that. We go do HuffPost here. Papadopoulos was first arrested on July 27th when he landed at Washington Dulles International Airport on a flight from Germany, and he's been cooperating ever since. Wonderful, okay. The former Trump foreign policy advisor lied to the Federal Bureau of Investigation during an interview on January 27, 2017. The meeting was held as part of their investigation into the Russian government's efforts to influence the 2016 campaign and whether there was, quote, coordination between foreign operatives and the Trump team, documents show. Now we're at Politico now, and they are explaining the different parts of the indictment and the charges against Papadopoulos and what he has pled guilty to. So the issue here is he was trying to collude with the Russians and get the Trump campaign to collude with the Russians. So let's find out more. More from Politico. Papadopoulos met with a professor, I should say, from abroad who had, quote, substantial connections to the Russian government officials on or around March 14th, 2016. While Papadopoulos told federal authorities the meeting came prior to him joining Trump's campaign, it in fact occurred in early March, documents show, after he joined the team. The meeting also came about because the professor's interest in Papadopoulos' role with the Trump camp. They again discussed campaign-related matters on April 26, 2016, after Papadopoulos had been on the campaign team for more than a month. So he comes in and tells the FBI in the beginning, no man, I don't know what you're talking about, and this coordination. Later, he's like, okay, fine, you got me, we coordinated. And then initially he had said, oh, the professor, I mean, he was talking to me before I was on the campaign. Later he says, yep, you got me. He was talking to me not only after the campaign, during the campaign, but the only reason that the Russian professor or the professor that had ties to the Russian government looked me up is because I was on the campaign and the Russians were trying to reach the campaign. And he went on to talk to someone else who was dubbed a relative of Vladimir Putin. Again, he was open and receptive to that, and he brought that to campaign officials and they were open and receptive to that. We've got more evidence on that in a second. And so now more from Politico's summary here. Papadopoulos also lied to the FBI about the extent of his awareness of the professor's Moscow connections, calling him a, quote, nothing, who was just a guy talking up connections or something, when in reality he knew of his link to the Kremlin. So that's at a minimum line number 3. He talks to the FBI, he's like, that professor, that guy's nothing, how to connect to the Russians, I don't know. And now he says, yes. And by the way, I'm very curious, and we don't have this yet, how the FBI knew he was lying and could prove it. That made him flip, but I don't know if they have emails. Remember, they raided Manafort's house and got all of his info. So, but that was a little bit later. He was arrested, a long time ago. Papadopoulos was. So it's fascinating to see how this is going to play out. But apparently they had enough evidence on him. They show it to him, and he goes, Yeah, I was lying about that too. Yeah, I knew the professor was super important and was trying to connect me to the Russians. Okay. Papadopoulos admitted to authorities that the professor had told him that he possessed, quote, dirt on then Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton and her thousands of emails. The professor also discussed the emails during their meeting in April after Papadopoulos had joined the campaign. Okay, more revealed today. Documents say Papadopoulos, quote, over a period of months, sought to use the connections of the professor and the woman described as Putin's relative to set up a summit between the campaign and the Russian government. Now, that summit never wound up happening, but they were trying and they were encouraged from others in the Trump campaign, including apparently Manafort. And of course, now we know that later the Russians reached out and got Donald Trump Jr. to set up a meeting with Manafort and Kushner and others involved in the campaign. So the Russians have been trying to reach the Trump campaign for quite some time, and Papadopoulos was happy to make that happen. And the point of the discussions here was stolen emails. So that is deeply problematic. Okay, so we'll get back to that in a second. Let me give you more details. Following a March meeting with his two contacts, Papadopoulos told a campaign supervisor of the potential gathering and was told that they would, quote, work it through the campaign. The supervisor added, quote, great work. Ultimately, the meeting between the Russian leadership and the campaign did not take place, as I explained earlier. So, campaign supervisors like, oh, you want to set up a meeting? Great, let's work it through the campaign, and great job, way to go, way to set us up with the Russians on the stolen emails. Okay, now let me go to the details of some of those emails, and you'll begin to see how guilty he was. He explains to the supervisor on the Trump campaign, quote, there's some interesting messages coming in from Moscow about a trip when the time is right. That is a trip for Donald Trump to go meet with the Russians. Now that would have been amazing, but that's the trip that didn't get set up and for reasons that you're about to see. Okay, for example, on or about June 19th of 2016, after several email and Skype exchanges, now this is from the actual Department of Justice filings. On or about June 19, 2016, after several email and Skype exchanges with the Russian MFA connection, defendant Papadopoulos emailed the high-ranking campaign official with the subject line, new message from Russia. So for all the folks who have always said that there is no evidence and that the Russians were trying to connect with the Trump campaign, well, this'll do it. A giant email that says, new message from Russia. Okay, and when told about it, the campaign supervisors are like, great work. Okay, now let's find out what was in the email that said message from Russia. Papadopoulos wrote in that email, the Russian Ministry of Foreign Affairs messaged and said that if Trump is unable to make it to Russia, if a campaign rep, me or someone else, can make it for the meetings, I am willing to make the trip off the record if it's in the interest of Mr. Trump and the campaign to meet specific people. How is that? Is that specific enough? The Russian Ministry of Foreign Affairs would like to meet with Mr. Trump. Great work. Okay. In one email, a high-ranking campaign official forwarded Papadopoulos an email to another campaign official and noted the need to, quote, communicate that Trump is not doing these trips and that they should send, quote, someone low-level in the campaign so as not to send any signal. In other words, look, don't be a knucklehead. We're not gonna send the big guy, we'll get caught. We'll send a low-level guy, he'll get the message, and we'll do as we're told. But just be cool. Oops, you wrote it in the emails. And by the way, to my earlier point, it appears they have the emails. They have internal Trump campaign emails. So tick, 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 tick. And remember, this is just the first day. This is when we find out who the first set of players are, who's already pled guilty, and what is maybe yet to come. So, as HuffPost explains here, the timing of when Papadopoulos found out that Russia had thousands of emails on Clinton is particularly noteworthy. Papadopoulos found out the hacked emails existed in April 2016. The leaked emails hacked from the Democratic National Committee staffers' accounts weren't made public until July of 2016. And the emails hacked from John Podesta, Clinton's campaign chairman, weren't released until October. So there is the Trump team that knows that the Russians, not WikiLeaks, not another member of the press or media, but the Russians and their foreign ministry had hacked, i.e. stolen emails from their opponent. They look forward to setting up that meeting. They think that that's great work, and they know it well before anyone else in the public does. And they look forward to colluding with the Russians about the stolen emails. And they say, but whatever you do, don't send Trump. We'll just get the low-level guy to get the info and take it from there. Look, everybody does oppo research. And there's a lot of legal ways to get opposition research. Nobody's begrudging Trump or Clinton for doing opposition research against one another. But when you go to a foreign government and you say, can you please share your stolen emails with us about our opposition? Well, that is another matter entirely. And it appears that is the matter before us. So we'll see what kind of information Papadopoulos has on other officials, what those officials then get charged with, and where that road leads. But right now, this is very, very bad news for the Trump administration. And that's why Trump is in mid-panic, sending out tweets as we speak about, oh my God, why aren't they looking into Hillary Clinton? You know why? Because she's not president. You are, at least for the moment being. If you like this video, you'll love the whole TYT network. Check it out at tytnetwork.com/join.